What's up, wees? Welcome back to Anime Lane, the podcast where we take you down the yellow brick road of anime and have a look at everything it has to offer. On today's episode, we're going topless in Diebuster, directed by Kazuya Tsurumaki, written by Yoji Enikido, music by Kohei Tanaka, animation production by Gainax. It released in Japan between November 26, 2004 and August 25th, 2006. It is licensed in the UK by Anime Limited and the US by Discotek. While Anime Limited have released their home video version, Discotek have yet to do so, so if you're in the US, you may not be able to get it yet. And then we're pulling the ripcord again in Chainsaw Man, the movie Reze Arc, directed by Tatsuya Yoshihara, written by Hiroshi Seko, music by Kensuke Ushio, animation production by MAPPA, released in Japanese theatres September 19th, 2025. It is licensed in many regions outside of Japan by Crunchyroll, where it is available to stream as of the recording. As always, I'm your host from Notorious, and joining me once again today is Shaun.
Diebuster, Diebuster.
Yeah, so Diebuster.
We're just gonna start right off with that then.
Because it's you have a much more severe reaction than I do.
I went a little mad near the end of this one.
Yeah.
Do you want to start with your first thoughts?
Sure. Look, it's not Gunbuster, and it never reaches that height of Gunbuster.
Not even fucking close.
Yes, yeah. But I think, like, as confused as it can be at times, which is the vast majority of its runtime, I think if you just sort of try and ignore most everything except the actual core, like, relationship between
everything.
No, what's their names? I've completely forgotten. No, and Lalk.
Yeah. I almost called her Princess. That's not her name.
No. I think if you just focus on their core relationship, which is the heart of the story,
it is like the strongest part.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Everything else is unnecessary stuff happening.
I would argue incomprehensible.
A lot of it is very incomprehensible. There's so many things that they just sort of do to kind of tick the box of, well, we did this in Gunbuster, you know.
It barely even felt like that though to me. Like, there's some like trivial things, but like nothing about this really felt like it got to any of the actual meat of what Gunbuster was.
I'm not talking thematically. I am meaning these are things that we did in Gunbuster.
Okay.
As in, we put these things on the animation cells. Whether
we have girls, we have space, we have mechs.
Whether these have any actual bearing on thematic or narrative structure.
Or any sort of plot.
Doesn't matter. We did this in Gunbuster, so we are putting this on the screen right now. And that's essentially like, you know, Nono wanting to be a pilot, getting dragged into whatever situation she ends up in, and then becoming part of this pilot school thing, team,
whatever it is,
down to even having like the rivalry between her and the other girl,
like the one that barely got a name,
who then pilots the new one, Diebuster 90. Van
something like that,
Van I can't remember. It's French, but I know French numbers. I just don't remember what the number is. I know that in English it is 90.
I thought you were just gonna say I refuse to say French.
No. Because D Snoof is 19. Then there's 66, which I think is her original machine, and then I think she ends up with 90, which is just an insane amount of Gunbusters.
In quick succession as well.
Well, they do say that, like, those are older models, which is kind of weird, because
why would
we see there's a very limited amount of pilots.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't... Anyway. A lot of this... a lot of the story is just unnecessary, like, these are events that we did in Gunbuster. These are story beats that we did in Gunbuster. Do they have any actual relevance or weight here? No. But this is the 20th anniversary celebration, so we're going to put them on the screen. And
you remember Thing?
Thing was cool. Thing.
You love Thing.
It's not until, like, the last 2 episodes, and like most of the second last episode's still incomprehensible, where it sort of starts becoming like, it starts focusing in on,
It's like they finally realized, oh yeah, we need a narrative.
yeah, like they actually start focusing in properly on Nono and Lalk and their relationship, and that sort of,
oh my god, it's almost like they're the main fucking characters.
absurdity of like Super Robot.
Yeah.
Which I think if it had leaned into a little bit more earlier on, instead of the dumbass shit that the mech designer for this one does, I think would have been a lot better, because the
shit designs.
I really don't like this mechanical designer. He later worked on Darling in the Franxx, and that was also fucking horrendous. Not just narratively, but their mech designs are just atrocious. I don't like the fusion of humanoid elements into it.
Okay.
It's, you know, you have Evangelion where there are sort of humanoid elements for story reasons, but also it's like a very animalistic way of doing it.
And like you said, because it's like a story reason, there's like a lot of thematic and like there's a reason for it to be there, and it works so well with like the world they have built up until that point. And they don't really start getting those animalistic stuff until like way into the show. Yeah. It has that time to really build up all the rest of it, so that when it happens, it's a real oh shit moment.
Yeah.
This doesn't have that.
No, this is just like D-Snoof shows up, and it's immediately like, that is just a man.
That's a boy.
That is just a big man.
That's a big boy. He has an eye that looks at you.
Yep. He has hands with gun ports.
He is Gutsman from Mega Man.
Yeah. He is just a giant Mega Man character, essentially.
Yeah, that's what I'm and this is gonna come up in like the next episode as well, when I bring up a Mega Man comparison. But like, all I could see when I saw like some of the mechs was just, I could see this in Mega Man.
Yep.
It's not what I want in Gunbuster.
The later like female mechs design for number 19 that we see for like an episode, and it just never comes up again really, is so reminiscent of what would later be the Darling in the Franxx mechs, and it's just I don't love it. I also don't really like it. I think it is perfectly mid and the sort of like, but I'm also a little more, I think I'm a little more sympathetic because I've seen it before.
Okay, like, yeah, you've had this like able to sit with you. Yeah. Because like I know you told me beforehand that it was you were a little disappointed with it.
Oh yeah. Like the first time I watched it the day after I watched Gunbuster.
Oh, that's so much worse.
So I didn't really, I think I just sort of was like, this isn't a sequel to Gunbuster.
This isn't anything.
And then just moved on with my life.
Okay.
That was 8 years ago.
Get aged.
Yeah, that was like 2018.
Damn. That's wow.
So yeah, I think I'm a little more sympathetic towards it because I'm now coming into it. Yeah, I didn't remember jack shit. But when you're watching something you've seen before, you still have that like, oh, this is firing neurons in the brain now.
Yeah,
definitely.
You'll at least have moments that'll be like, oh yeah, I remember this thing.
And so while I don't like the first 3 episodes just point blank, I think the second half I'm a little more like, I see what they were going for. It just took them too long to get to it.
Yeah, any sort of footing it was trying to have really did only pick up, and I'd say the last 2 episodes, mainly when Nono ascends.
Yeah, when she's revealed to be Buster Machine 7.
Which, you know, good for her, I guess.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, so do I, but the show didn't fucking bother to answer them.
Yeah, I'm also slightly confused by we were up to Buster Machine number 6 at the end of Gunbuster, which is the black hole bomb.
Yes.
And then we find out in this one that a lot of the 1 through 10s, we've lost the information. We don't know how to make them because they've lost the ability to make degeneracy engines or whatever they're called. Degeneracy generators? I don't know, whatever. And my big question about that is, we only see massive scale Buster machines by the end of Gunbuster 1, and somehow immediately after making the black hole bomb, which contains the entirety of a planet, they condense all of that technology down into a person size.
Miniaturization is quite the miracle, isn't it?
And she just has a degeneracy reactor in her and can make black holes and shit. And
she's also, a sentient AI. Which was quite the leap from where we were at the end of Gunbuster.
Because I also feel like they really gloss over the fact that they're like, oh yeah, we don't have degeneracy reactors anymore because we cast off that technology, locking yourself into the solar system. We still have highly intelligent mechs, though.
Yeah. Things have advanced, is the thing.
And, like, some of it I want... Okay, that has nothing to do with the, like, sentient mech stuff.
Yeah.
The whole awakening thing's dumb as shit to me, no matter how you paint it. Up until that point, though, I was willing to be like, I sort of get we are generations and generations and generations removed from Gunbuster 1. So there's almost that, like, you remove the actual meaning from something.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the topless, the pilots all being, like, teens and stuff like that.
That's
it's
just
like,
a thing that's just convention at that point.
Yeah, like, you eventually move so far away from the hows and whys of why something became that, and suddenly it's just it's a term without actual, like, meaning. Yeah, because, like, topless in their sense just means, like, they are a top pilot.
Yeah, like, there's no one topping them.
Yeah,
they are topless,
whereas
they are the tops.
To anyone from the Gunbuster time, like, it's referring to the fact they ripped their tops off. A weird thing to sort of get, but like I say, it becomes so far removed from it. So I find that idea of playing with time.
Yeah, like, it is the only thing that comes even slightly close to, like, one of the themes of the original Gunbuster, which was that, like, the sci-fi thing of just time will escape you.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, and especially in a sci-fi setting, which was my point of bringing that up, is that, like, because of relativity and the whole thing, the whole time dilation thing we were dealing with then, like, time just moves forward constantly and you can't really catch up to it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how comprehensible that whole meaning was for what I just said.
I get what you mean.
But, like, yeah, time has moved on so much at this point that, like, what happened in the past was barely even a memory.
Yeah.
That's part of my problem, though, which I'll get into in a second.
Yeah, I think the fact that they remove the degeneracy generators, they're stuck in the solar system, all this sort of stuff, it does sort of end up making it very limited in what it can achieve, because the whole point of Gunbuster was that not only does the time dilation and relativistic, like, speed of light travel have an impact narratively, it also has an impact, like, thematically. It allows a narrative, like, pacing that Diebuster can't achieve.
No.
It means Diebuster is stuck on, like, the same 4 days.
Yeah.
For a lot of its runtime.
It's implied that this is all happening, like, within the span of a few months.
Yeah, like, the biggest time jump we have is, like, 6 months in the last, like, 2 episodes. In the last episode or something like that.
Which, is probably supposed to be a callback to what Gunbuster did when it did, like, a jump of, like, 10 years.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, because that allowed a rapid advancement of the technology that they were also using.
Yeah, and it furthered the whole tragedy of the thing that, like, Noriko is still, herself. Noriko, sorry.
Noriko, yep.
Yeah, Noriko is still, like, herself from when she was at the start, but everybody else has aged, like, a decade. It just further adds on to that. This didn't really feel like it had any reason to do that other than Gunbuster did something similar.
Yeah, and it never does anything like that. It never plays with this idea of, like, it makes something that was very grand scaled, but tells a very personal story.
Very emotional, yeah.
Something very small scale that doesn't achieve anything on a personal, like, story level.
No.
Yeah.
So, if you can't tell already, I had a very much more visceral reaction to the end
I
of
think
this.
you overreacted. I'm gonna be real.
Oh, you can say that, yeah. I think I overreacted. it doesn't change the fact that I fucking hated this.
Yeah.
So it feels weird to say because we only watched Gunbuster like a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah, a month ago.
Yeah. So I've not really had that much you wouldn't think I would have that much attachment already to Gunbuster.
Yeah.
So why did the end of this feel like such a fucking insult to me? Because I got to the end of this, like, and throughout the whole thing, the only part of like the whole show that I was really liking up to that point was Nono herself as like a character. I didn't like any other character really, because everyone else is just kind of either an arsehole or not really focused on enough for me to feel any sort of connection to.
Yeah.
This is a problem that happens with Princess, what's her name? Lalk. It's a problem with Lalk where like she seems like she's like the second like character we're focusing on the most. But like most of the time when we see any sort of bond with Nono, it's in flashback to stuff that happened off screen.
Yeah.
So there's no real bond that happens in between, which makes the final 2 parts of the episode like fall really flat for me.
Yeah.
In what they were trying to do. And then also by the end, Nono's character sort of switches between being herself and being her ascended form.
Yeah.
Who decides to fuck off for a bit at one point.
Yeah, and doesn't really explain it. She just leaves. She doesn't go like, oh, I'm gonna go build myself.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do.
She just sort of fucks off.
Yeah.
From everybody else's point of view in their hour of need.
Yeah.
And then she starts attacking them.
She stops the Earth from moving. That's kind of it.
But like the Earth wanted to move, didn't it? They were trying to move it.
They were trying to careen the Earth into the space monster.
Yeah.
So she was trying to stop them from doing that.
Yeah, because she's following her whole, protect humanity and everything, at all costs, which, is nice.
If she had just told them what she was going to do, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
so they wouldn't have...
If you did simple communication here, which, I feel like you should be able to do, Superbot or not.
Look, they just needed a reason to move the Earth.
I know, but that's part of the point. It just it's just a thing that happens because they clearly didn't know what else to fucking do. And everything else just sort of sucked to me. I'm sorry. It's like it's hard for me to put even in detail what everything that really sucked to me. It's just none of it worked.
Yeah.
Everything it was trying to do just fell flat. And everything that didn't feel flat just was incomprehensible that I just couldn't really get a grasp on what it was trying to do in the first place.
Yeah.
So by the end, when it did that fucking ending of Gunbuster thing where it's like, oh, this is the part where Noriko and the other girl come back and does that really sweet thing. It just felt like a spit in the face. Not gonna lie, because I don't like anyone here. I don't like any of these characters. I don't like what this part of the universe was. So to try and tie it into something that was genuinely good and amazing just felt more insulting.
Wow.
I fucking hated it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We've watched, I just want to put in comparison, we have watched some awful shit for this show, and I still don't think Diebuster comes anywhere close.
So, for context, because I have a letterbox now, I gave this the lowest ranking I've ever given anything.
Yeah,
so
which
far.
is why I think you're overreacting.
Okay, so here's the thing. I recognize that's not maybe a very objective thing, because there are some parts of this that aren't dog shit. Again, Nono as a character for most of the time is fun. I enjoyed watching her, up until the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
The animation isn't complete crap.
I mean, the animation is technically competent.
Yeah.
And you could give praise to the mech animation purely on the fact that it's I guess it's unique in the sense of what it does with more humanoid mechanical designs. I think that Gurren Lagann would come out the next year after this finished and exceed what this does. But
from what I've seen,
I think to give it a 1 or a half star it means that it needs to be a technically incompetent product too.
No,
I don't think it is a technically incompetent product.
I'm not sure I fully agree with that, because when I'm ranking stuff, like, it's more just how did it make me, like, I guess part of it is like how did it make me feel by the end of it, or like partially what was the experience I had watching it.
Yeah.
Which is, again, not a fully objective way of looking at film, I will admit that, but it's just that's just how it works in my mind, and just,
yeah.
It's partially the reason why I'll also go the other way and give something like the first Spider-Man movie from Sam Raimi a full 10 out of 10. I recognize that's not a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Of course it's not, but I really like it. It makes me feel good. When I'm watching it, I have no personal flaws with it.
See, I put like some amount of reasoning behind scores I give. And if something is like, I can not personally enjoy something a lot, but still recognize like its technical achievements. And like there are films I've given 5 and 6 out of 10s purely on the fact that like I didn't like them, but I realized that they're well made and there are things that work about them. There are things that work in Diebuster. Like I think if it didn't so heavily rely on the Gunbuster soundtrack tracks that Koei Tanaka wrote, the stuff that was written for Diebuster is actually really cool. Okay. It just doesn't get enough utilization.
Yeah, and I'll also admit a lot of this is coming from the fact that this is a sequel to Gunbuster, or it's supposed to be, or it presents itself as a sequel to Gunbuster. And I really liked Gunbuster when we watched it, and you did say, you know, oh, don't expect like the same quality. I didn't go in expecting like it to reach the same heights. I expected at least a minimum of it being somewhat coherent within the same universe. And the thing is, this is a completely different fucking thing.
Yeah,
that just has some mild connections to it, like maybe in just the clothing one of the characters wear at the end.
Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
they just kept that.
I guess like it comes from a time when they were still using those uniforms. Like
that was like 10,000 years like prior.
Yeah, D-Sniff is the 19th Buster Machine. He's old as shit.
Okay. Still, that's... No one's been washing that, though. That thing has to be degraded.
That thing's been in, like, a sealed... That cockpit's probably been in, like, a vacuum the entire time.
I guess. Ugh, it still just feels sort of insulting that, like, this whole thing was, like, a completely different thing, but now you're trying to focus more in on, like, actual Gunbuster. Again, it's part of the reason why I thought the very end was just fucking awful.
That's crazy. That's about the only thing I actually like about Diebuster.
No, I fucking hated it at that point. Diebuster. I expected a bare minimum. It just didn't even deliver that. So I'm insulted. My day is ruined. Fuck this thing.
You gave me so much shit for not liking Metropolis.
Look, Metropolis isn't an insult to something that was really good beforehand. Elaborate.
I don't think... I mean, the movie specifically, which takes more iconography from the Metropolis, like, silent film, I don't think it's a great way of doing it.
I think it works well enough. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fucking hated this thing. That's my final point. Look, and this is gonna come up as well because there are things we're gonna talk about in this and then like the next episode, where like I will say, you know, I didn't like this thing, but you know it was competent in this area and that, so that's gonna play into this. It's just, I don't know, man. This thing kicked me in the dick. And I didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
That's crazy. I mean, I get it. I get not liking it. To the extent you dislike it, it's insane to me, but...
It's just, it sucks. I fucking hate it. I spit on it. Also, the fan service is worse here than in the original, which is a mad.
Yeah. I mean, this is like... It's a product of when it came out in a way that is kind of odd for the fact that it is a sequel to Gunbuster. So it's it comes after like a boom of two very different anime styles. That one is the space western. So you have like Cowboy Bebop, Outlaw Star, Trigun, probably a few others that I'm forgetting about. But those were big between like 96 and then 2006 when this finished. And the rise of like moe shit. And
Moe slop.
For some reason they try and like fuse the two of them in a way that it's so strange, because they take so you have the space western stuff, right? That's all well and good. Take influence from that. I don't care. Fair enough. You fundamentally don't understand what the space western genre is about, but do you? Whatever. Don't care. It's the aping of the Fooly Cooly style of characterization that I really don't like. And again, it drops it around halfway through. It's like they didn't really have a direction until like the third episode, and then they're like, oh fuck, hold on, wait, no, we cracked it.
Which hey, that kind of works as like a Gunbuster sequel, because as Gainax tends to do, it doesn't get its shit together until the last end of production anyway. We have a 4th episode commission, but we don't even have a script yet. Damn it, Gainax!
So yeah, it for some reason the first 3 episodes have this like weird we're not only gonna try and just do a whole bunch of stuff that Gunbuster did for no real reason, we're also just gonna copy things that we did in Fooly Cooly as well. We're gonna have the main girl ride a moped, we're gonna do a bunch of panty shots, we're gonna do all of these like fan servicey moments, we're gonna really sexualize these characters in a way.
We're gonna harass the main character in like one of the first scenes of the first episode, and
then we're gonna move on. And nothing happens. Like Fooly Cooly, it sounds like I'm kind of shitting on Fooly Cooly. Fooly Cooly's amazing. Fooly Cooly's a really great OVA.
It sounds like it knows what it was fucking aiming for.
Yeah, it really does. It's a very concentrated production. Like it clearly had a goal in mind. It starts off in a certain way to set you up for one thing and then lead you down a different path. That's the whole point of Fooly Cooly. Diebuster just is like, what if we did all the things that Gainax has done before, but we don't really do it for any specific reason.
Well, that's how you make good that's how you make good creative anything, right? You just take all the sort of random pieces of things that did work and you just throw them in a blender.
I mean,
that's the creative process.
It's no surprise that like it started falling apart the year after this. Like as soon as Gurren Lagann started airing, Gainax was just about to collapse.
I have to say, part of like the result of watching this not long after Gunbuster is it did really feel like in real time, oh yeah, so Gainax just sort of was collapsing by the time the 2000s hit, huh?
Because I don't even think Anno was at the studio at this point, because
he would have been working on the rebuilds at this point.
Yeah, Rebuild 1 came out in 2007, so like he was gone.
Yeah, he was long gone.
Kara was in existence. He had left. Which is kind of crazy that Tsurumaki directed this, because he would then co-direct the rebuilds too.
This was the last thing Gainax made him do, and after this he was like, fuck this.
I also I wanna like... so we've watched the rebuilds, we've now watched this, we've also watched Gunbuster, and I'm going somewhere there with this, I promise.
Okay.
Tsurumaki. Oh, we've also watched Dragon Dentist. Okay.
Oh yeah.
My point being, Tsurumaki, except for the Dragon Dentist, which let's remove this because it defeats my point.
It contradicts what I'm about to say.
It contradicts what I'm about to say.
So shut up.
We've only really ever seen him live in the shadow of Hideki Anno. He has never, except Dragon Dentist, which let's just pretend doesn't exist.
But like that was way after as well, wasn't it?
It was way after. He's never worked on a project independent of something that Anno has created. And I think that kind of sucks, because it means we've never really got to understand, is he a good director or is he just working with shit.
Yeah, like, is he just, like, being dealt with the shit that, like, the Anno sloppy seconds, basically?
And we are not even going to get an answer to that because the new EVA project that was announced, he's directing it. Yes, Yoko Taro is writing it. That's kind of cool. Hideki Anno is like, I'm going to hand the reins to the next most depressed and horny man that I know.
Which, you know, good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him, yeah, like... As much as I love Anno stuff just collectively now that we've seen like Gunbuster and like stuff, and I can't wait to watch what was the other one? Nausicaa?
Nadia. Nausicaa's the Ghibli movie.
Yeah, right. I was like, it begins with N.
Nadia.
It sounds sort of like that.
Nadia, Secret of the Blue Water.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch that eventually, whether for the show or not.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it, but like and I will give this thing credit. I didn't expect an Anno sort of like indulge in. I wasn't hyping up for that expectation because, you know, that was just gonna fail no matter what.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been fair, and I have tried to be fair with this.
Yeah, because
despite what it sounds like, I have tried to be fair with this.
Expecting Anno level quality out of anything is setting yourself up for disappointment. Case in
It's
point,
delusion.
The rebuild tetralogy.
Yeah. Where only like the last one really felt full Anno, and that's the one I liked the most. So, you know. But yeah, this fucking
Yeah. So I kind of want to see Tsurumaki. I would love to have seen Tsurumaki do more stuff that wasn't
Anno adjacent,
because
yeah,
other than the Dragon Dentist, which I just feel is maybe hampered more by being whatever it was. I can't remember.
I mean, it was also adapting something, wasn't it?
It was no, it was a pilot that they then picked up and were like, okay, we're gonna make a full thing out of this. And I think they did. I can't remember. Was it? It was two. We saw it as two OVA episodes, but I think it was like a TV movie or something like that when it aired in Japan.
It did give off that vibe from what I remember, and also from what I remember, we didn't really like it that much.
We didn't.
But like, it did have elements that were interesting.
Yeah, I think it was more hampered by being something so contained. It felt like a much grander idea than could be contained within what they produced.
Yeah, I want to say that we saw potential at the time. It's hard to remember. I may have been very angry then.
I still gave it a 3, so
yeah, like I didn't rate it highly, but like I know, I feel like we recognized there was something of value in there, just hidden under the guff.
Yeah.
Not this one is not that for me.
No.
This just sucks.
I think it's fine. I think it's ultimately harmless in my opinion.
Fuck you, I hated this. If I ever somehow got a physical copy of whatever this is, I would burn it.
Wow. I think it's ultimately harmless because it's not like Gunbuster is impinged upon seeing Diebuster. You can watch that and go about your life and not really care.
I'm going to after this I'm going to live my life thinking that these are two completely different things. Because they are two different things, really.
Until we come back and we watch Gunbuster versus Diebuster, the movie edit that puts both of them together.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you stone dead. I can't even imagine what that experience would be like. The fucking whiplash would be insane.
I would say that I'm far more interested in watching Diebuster's movie edit compared to Gunbuster's movie edit, because I think the Diebuster movie edit could only focus this.
I think it can only be an improvement.
That's what I mean. Like, by focusing it, I think it can only improve what these 6 episodes just failed to do.
And maybe if I want to give that a chance, I'll bump up my score to 2. We'll find out. Eventually. Editing Gunbuster into a movie, though, that just seems like it would be, pacing wise,
I've never seen it. I think it's like 90 minutes, so it's definitely missing out like half of the OVA.
Yeah,
I don't really know,
and I'm not sure what exactly want to cut out that wouldn't like inflict upon the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I own it, but I haven't watched it.
Okay, I will say one of the lingering thoughts I did have, and this is such a small random thing, but I was thinking like around halfway through watching Diebuster, I was like, Remember when Gunbuster went to all the effort to do mini science lessons for its own bullshit?
Oh, there
lore?
are science lessons for this. They're just bonus features in the Blu-ray. They're not attached to the episodes themselves.
Okay, you know what? They are.
Yeah, I ended up not watching them. I saw them on the disc and was like, I'll watch them.
If they are a thing and they just weren't included
Yeah.
on what was given to me, then you know what? Fair enough.
The reason I didn't watch them at the end of it though is I was like, what is there to explain? Unless it's like their own internal universal logic, which by the end of Diebuster, I'm not interested enough in learning more about.
I would love to see them try and explain it. Just on novelty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I was really missing for any sort of thing like that, just to sort of, again, understand what the fuck was really going on, because I cannot stress enough, things happen in this that are never explained, or just brushed off when it should be something that they should focus on. I didn't realize Nona was a robot until they just started casually talking about her as a robot in episode 2.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where you actually learn that she's a robot.
Yeah. That feels like a thing that should just be, you know, a revelation to the show itself.
She survives in the vacuum of space, so
I was ready to believe that was anime bullshit. Sonic survives in space. I don't question that.
Yeah, I mean, at that point we didn't know how bad the science was supposed to be. In
Yeah,
this
exactly.
One, so you could also then say like,
it's an undetermined time in the future as
Yeah.
well. You could just say, oh, they widened the fucking atmosphere to have oxygen in space. It's bullshit,
Yeah.
but it's anime bullshit. I would have accepted that. Just anything. There's a talking cat at one point.
oh yeah, never comes up again.
No.
That again, this is another thing that bugs me about it, like just taking from other things. It's like, okay, yeah, let's just steal from Sailor Moon for a
Yeah.
incomprehensible moment.
Why is Salem here?
Yeah.
What was Salem's point? The cat doesn't have a name, so I'm calling it Salem.
I can't remember what the cat from Sailor Moon's actually called. That's gonna bug me.
It's Salem now.
Yeah, sure, Salem, whatever. Luna.
Luna.
That's the cat.
Why
from
was
Sailor Moon.
Luna here?
I don't know. Literally never comes up again.
No. There's a talking cat. That's just a thing that happens on Mars.
We just never go back to Mars too.
No.
It just
I didn't even realize it was Mars until they said it was Mars.
yeah, until like the end where it shows like Mars.
Yeah.
You're kind of meant to believe it's Earth. So there's like some things that they try and do interestingly, except no, you know it's not Earth. It's very clearly not Earth.
None of the animals are right, except for the talking cat. That's the most normal part.
It's also far too orange in general.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like here's like an Earth desert. This is like a very clearly alien.
Yeah. It's Mars.
Yeah, it's Mars.
It's the Martian. I didn't like it.
Yeah, yep.
Fuck this entire thing.
So you gave it a 1.
I gave it a 1 on Letterboxd. If I'm forced to be as rational as possible, I would maybe give it a 3 at most.
That's fair.
If I'm being just completely deeply personal in what I felt throughout this entire experience, it's a 1, maybe even just a nothing to me.
Wow.
I can't even fully say I hate it with 1,000 suns, because that's a strong emotion that I don't think this earned from me. To give further context, by the way, earlier this week I also watched The Room for the first time.
Yes.
I gave that a 2.
Yeah, I gave that a 1. No, I gave that a 2, didn't I? Yeah, 2. I give Diebuster a 6. I think it's ultimately harmless. It's competently made, even if it's style over substance, which is a theme that's going to be coming up this month.
But even the style of this sucked.
I don't care if the style sucks. That's still a personal thing. Like I don't personally like the aesthetic style of Diebuster, but this is an aesthetic style that people do like.
I didn't.
So that's not for me to judge.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's also our rankings. We can do whatever we want.
Sure, and I'm doing what I want with mine, so I'm simply doing this so we can move on to something better.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, 6 out of 10. You gave it a 1 out of 10. Let's move on. I've been trying to segue us out for like 10 minutes at this point.
We had to deal with this in the way it was at least somewhat due.
So a much better experience.
The best thing we watched in this block.
Oh yeah, 100%. Reze Arc, the follow-up to season 1 of Chainsaw Man, continuing on the storyline.
This was like a fresh can of Febreze compared to what Diebuster was. And I'm not just saying that because I'm looking at an air fresher can right now.
Yeah, you are looking at a can of Febreze.
Okay, it is just Febreze.
It is, yes.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
This was great.
Oh, it is. It's season 1 is really good. I can now say that, but Reze Arc's such like a step up for me still. Like, I wasn't sure if I would feel any differently having now rewatched season 1 and having like a different appreciation for it, but there's still such a clear step up in like overall quality and direction that makes Reze Arc like really shine.
It really helps that there's just a focused, tight story here for like that takes up the full runtime, because the thing about season 1 was that, like, obviously because it's a series and it's adapting like a manga, it's very sort of monster of the week for like every few episodes. And like there's different, just a typical anime thing of like different arcs throughout the whole thing, but like it does mean that like you're sort of jumping between different things.
It's the archetypical shonen introduction, where the opening section of any shonen series is a bunch of mini arcs that introduce different characters or concepts or story beats, and then it's only once you get past them that you start getting more concrete actual story arcs where there's more character focus.
They're able to actually build on the thing instead of just like laying foundation.
And I think that's what like Reze Arc does really well, is like, it's we've got all these characters that we've been introduced to and they are going to be important, but it then immediately goes, oh okay, but let's focus back in on Denji for a while, because he's sort of been lost in the noise.
And he is the Chainsaw Man.
He is
the focus of this entire thing. I gotta say, if I was like, he was still likable in season 1, but like there was some of it where it was like, you're kind of still like not the most interesting character here. I will say, I felt that like Reze Arc specifically did like a lot of effort to make him the central pillar. It's because it's more like introspective for him. He has, it's something that we talked about in season 1, where he is starting on like a really bad foot of just not fundamentally understanding a lot of things about people and interpersonal relationships. That boy is head empty from beginning to end of that first season,
and now it's sort of like he's had this exposure to society, to relationship dynamics, to friendships, to rivalries, to whatever him and Power have going on.
He's learning.
He's learning, and so like with that, he's now sort of at the point of like emotional comprehension, and that's sort of what he spends.
He gained sentience.
That's what he sort of spends like at least the first hour of Reze Arc doing, is sort of coming to terms with like emotions are a complicated thing to navigate. He sees them as binary because he has very limited experience, but he spends a lot of the film going through a very strange lens, let's admit.
I mean, that's just like a consequence of being, raised in a dump.
And also being 16 and faced with multiple women.
That is... Boy, that felt weirdly relatable, just like how he is 16 and boy, there are a lot of attractive women just all around him.
He's like, I'm spoiled for choice, and I'm like, have you even asked if any of them
you
are interested, my guy?
You're just sort of going this. To be fair, he doesn't ever seem to like assume that he's owed anything, which, is quite the bar to like reach, which I'm happy he does. But like... dude is just like, okay, I do thing and then like me.
I gotta love the
if not like me, what doing wrong?
I love the moment of confusion where they're about to get in the pool, and like she's stripped down, she's in the pool, and she's like telling Denji to take off his clothes and get in, and he's like, all this stuff's going through his head, and then it just pops to him being naked, and he's like, ah shit.
He overloaded and that just happened. That's what being 16 is.
Yeah. I also like that he reaches the point of understanding that, like, emotional and physical feelings can be different.
Yeah.
And the two of them aren't necessarily, like, a mutually exclusive thing. That
Yeah.
is so much more, like, emotional intelligence than most manga.
Yeah,
and
than a
anime
lot of
ever
media
achieve.
in
Yeah.
general, that, like, you're able to say, oh yeah, just because you're physically attracted to someone does not mean you're gonna be emotionally attracted, or if it's even viable
Yeah.
in any sort of real sense.
Because it also, like, as it never explicitly says it, but I think it's a nice way of conveying, like, you can be, like, head over heels for someone, you could be deeply in love with them, you can find them physically attractive and everything like that. That doesn't stop your brain seeing someone else and going, they are physically hot. Yeah, like, objectively they're attractive, that does things in your brain, it releases chemicals, like, that is something that happens. And I think that's something that, like, it never says it, but it's something that I think it's trying to convey with Denji.
Yeah.
Or at least it's I feel like it's this sort of learning moment that he's kind of having. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
reading too much in that moment.
No,
but-
I think you're hitting, like, probably what it's aiming for. Yeah, but just with how the way he reacts, that, like, I can't like both. I gotta pick one, but they're both really hot. And while he's doing this, he's, like, imagining them in underwear
Yeah.
on, like, beds,
with power there too.
which is weird.
Yep.
Look, I love her, but, like, that's wrong.
Yeah. She has the
She would kill him on sight.
she has the emotional and mental capacity of a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So she's also racist.
That just comes out and, like, yeah, look, I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but, like, I feel like that's not quite how to describe this.
Like, I remember when it like came out and people were like, what the fuck is he talking about? And I'm like, he's clearly talking about the fact that she hates humans.
Yeah.
As, like, he is conveying it in the worst possible way.
To be fair, the sub that I saw just calls her a bigot,
Oh, okay. And the dub, they go with racist.
which is way funnier.
Yeah.
And actually fits more with Denji's character.
I'm trying to remember. Did he also call her homophobic?
No, I don't think so.
I watched the dub though, so, like, I'm like, did he call her homophobic in the dub? I don't think he did.
If he did, that's well, because she's clearly gay.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to back that up.
That girl is having a gay panic around Makima every single time.
You fucking know it. You saw the way she reacted near the beginning and then disappeared forever.
She was getting her blood drained.
Yeah. But you saw the way she reacted. I
Did you
just
think it
know
was
these
draining that
things.
blood?
I can just sense it. I know what you are.
Yeah, I like the focus on a more kind of personal story
Yeah.
for Denji. I think it elevates the series up above a little bit from where we were in season 1 with too many things going on at once sometimes, too many characters to kind of keep track of.
Yeah, it is sort of juggling.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people die in season 1,
Yeah.
so, like, you know.
One in particular, a bit before I could really form a connection.
Himeno.
Even though,
Yeah. She tried to fuck that 16-year-old. That's
fucked up.
yeah.
You can't just do that.
Can't just do that, girl.
No.
You're like 25
And you're drunk.
and you're drunk. Yeah.
It's not right. But yeah, I like the building of the romance thing, and it's not like especially like deep or anything.
No,
It's not that much different than what you'd see in any sort of romance anime, but like it is done very well.
Yeah. I like that for a show that's so kind of fast paced up to this point. The movie's still very brisk. It's still a very kind of fast paced movie, but it still takes the time to like give those moments that space that they need to be a sort of slower thing to hang shots and to sort of hang moments of just sort of like Denji or Reze sort of being together and doing stuff.
It does the sweet little montage of them just enjoying each other's company.
Yeah. So it's not like it doesn't like blitz through them in a way that I think if this had been a like a season 2 where it was adapting multiple arcs.
Yeah, if this was like 3 episodes.
Yeah, I fear this may have been like a 2-episode affair if it had been like a seasonal thing where they sort of crunched most of what we see in like the first hour of the movie into like a single episode, and then the second episode was just the actual battle itself.
That would have sucked.
That's sort of why I think it succeeds really well as a movie, because they give it all the space that it needs to actually, I think, convey what it's attempting to do with Denji's character.
Give it the room to build, like it, so that when it like the reveal comes about like halfway through or in the last third or whatever, they she's a bomb.
Yeah, she is bomb.
She is bomb.
She is bomb.
Oh.
She go boom.
Yeah, it actually feels, a little gut wrenching when it happens, even though you can sort of tell it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Yeah, because no woman just like falls into the phone booth of the guy and then is just immediately like that. And
I like that the movie doesn't necessarily try to hide it with the fact that when they're at the school, you have her like killing the guy.
Yeah.
The what's his name from Trainspotting? Spud.
Okay, I was gonna make that joke, and I completely forgot to you. But that is just Spud.
That's just Spud.
That's psychotic Spud.
Yep.
With the typhoon demon?
Typhoon devil, yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying demon. It's devil in
devil.
the show, yeah.
Yeah, demons are
a whole thing.
The other one for the other episode.
I know. You'll get that in time.
You'll get that in time.
But yeah, the typhoon devil, which quite a combination.
Yep. Typhoon and bomb.
Yeah.
Boom boom.
It's just mass destruction.
It is. Yeah.
We're lucky she wasn't a nuke.
Yeah. That's actually what I was wondering. I was like, could she make one?
Let's not ask.
Because like on like a technical level, they should be different devils. But are they?
Let's not further this thought, please, because I think we're gonna be stuck in circles.
Because we have a gun devil, which technically bullets and guns are just micro versions of bombs.
Technically, yeah.
So like, is there a gun, bomb, and nuclear bomb devil?
How specific does this whole go?
Yeah, like I'm genuinely curious.
If there's a gun devil, is there like a magnum devil that listens to them? Is like subordinate?
I can answer that. That's probably a no.
Fuck.
Just going off a design that we see later.
I'm still contending that like the gun devil is literally just a gun with arms and legs.
Don't worry about it. We'll see it later.
Okay, I'm excited. Will we see it later?
Yeah, if we read the manga.
Yeah.
Because God knows when we're getting the next.
Yeah.
And even then it would be after the assassin arc. It would be the one after that, I think. If I recall correctly, anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, my point was that like I like that you can very easily tell that she's playing him.
Yeah.
Because no woman acts like that.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, like she's like selling this super hard. But he is 16, so of course he doesn't fucking see it.
Yeah.
Because he's an idiot. He is 16 and he is Denji.
Yep. He is thinking not with his head.
Yeah, you throw an attractive woman at him. And he's not gonna be thinking of any sort of higher functions.
No, it is purely a hormonal response at that point.
Yeah.
To put it in a...
Yeah, which partially what was making me question, how old is she?
Yeah, that's because you asked that and I was like, don't worry about it.
Because like I was still kind of contending, okay, she could be a demon, but like if we're just playing off the chance that she might not be, how old is she?
Yeah.
Because she's being very vague.
Yeah, we see her doing homework, so like...
We see her studying.
Yeah.
Well, the subs call it studying, which could have been either, for high school or like college or uni or whatever, so it was still sort of vague enough. But the way she was talking about school, and I couldn't tell if it's because like, are you still in school or are you talking about memories of school?
Yeah. There's like a weird thing that doesn't really get dug into too much, where like at the end of the film, it's Kishibe is talking to Aki, and he mentions like the whole Russian experiment thing.
Yeah.
And like the bomb devil or Reze comes from like people that were found in like a hidden room from that, and I'm like, that's not how devils, as we've been explained them so far, come about.
Yeah, that's like a whole other thing.
Unless like what isn't explained in there is that it was an experiment to create essentially like the Denji-ification process.
Scientific term.
Because she is closer to like what Denji is.
Yeah, like she's got the sort of transformation sort of thing where like on her choker she's got like the pin that transforms her, just like he's got the
ripcord.
Yeah. And her design when she's in bomb mode, we'll just call it, is sort of similar, where she's got the similar sort of head. It's just, bomb shaped.
Yeah, because when we see, like, even the fiends look weird and very different depending on what they are, because you have Power, who's very, very humanoid.
She's just a girl with horns.
Yeah, and then you've got Beam, the shark guy.
He is Sharkman.
I
love him.
His head is a little fucked up.
His head is perfect. I will have no slander on my boy. He is perfect.
He's just sort of wearing like a face guard the entire time. That's just part of his face, though.
Yeah, that's just his head.
And then he becomes Shark Head.
Yeah.
His lower body doesn't change, except when he goes full shark. Which he does when Denji rides him like a horse.
I just want to pause there that you said that sentence and let anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about just imagine that.
Yeah. Whatever you're imagining, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're so wrong.
That fucking Napoleon pose when it first happens with the golden sort of like colors and everything. That was perfection. I wanted that framed. I wanted that framed and put up in my room somewhere. Glorious. I love Shark.
Yeah.
I love Beam.
He's fun.
He is a golden retriever.
Yep.
In shark form.
It was so funny watching the subbed version when I watched that a couple of months ago. He immediately showed up and I was like, I know that voice. I know that voice anywhere. That is the golden retriever of a human voice actor, Natsuki Hanai, who also voices Tanjiro and Demon Slayer. And since then he's been in like a bunch of stuff, but it's one of those voices that's just so immediately recognizable that you cannot hear it in anything else and not just be like, okay, yeah, that's you.
He is to you what either Yuri Lowenthal is or Steve Bloom is to me, where they have a way of speaking where no matter what character they are, Yep. Of course you know.
Yep.
That's Wolverine.
I was a little disappointed when I was watching the dub and it wasn't Tanjiro's English voice actor. Like, I looked him up and I don't recognize him from the voice actor they actually went with from anything that I've seen in English, mainly because I don't really watch dubs too much anymore. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed they didn't do that little, like, same casting type thing.
Yeah, sort of little, like, industry in-joke.
Yeah. I think that would have been fun because the characters have similar energies, so it would make sense to also then cast his English VA. But anyway, besides the point, Beam's fun.
Yeah, I like Beam.
Yeah. He would go at any length
for
Denji, and
he
Denji
is ride or
just
die.
Does not care at all.
One of my favorite parts of the movie is when Reze is revealed to be the bomb demon and like, or the bomb devil, and like he just comes right out like, I got you, I got you. We gotta get away from here. I got you, my man. Love that. Perfect.
Couldn't have warned him like earlier. Like,
he didn't know earlier. He knew something was off, but he didn't think it was that bad.
I like him. He's like, I knew I recognized that smell, and I'm like, you didn't think to bring up that you thought she smelled kind of weird to Denji.
Wasn't relevant at the time. You'll figure it out.
Also, that just implies that the entire time that it's been just Denji and Reze, that Beam's just been hanging out.
Do you think he was chilling in the pool with them?
He had to be. Like, there's that hint that the puddle in the school is from like the Typhoon Devil, but my brain's like that.
That's
Beam's probably there too. Like, he's just he also witnessed.
Do you think he also could sense like the Typhoon Devil, and he was just like, "Yo,
Yeah, like,
well, what are you doing here?"
He's been witness to so many events that we as viewers have also been witness to, that I'm like, you should have told Denji something.
Yeah, but I get the sense that he is even dumber than Denji, so you know, not very high on the intelligence scale. Reze is the only one with like half a brain cell there.
Yeah. They really took all of the smart characters out of this one.
Yeah.
Because if any of the smart characters were here, this would have just been over within 5 minutes.
Yeah. If you had power, it would be 2.
No, Power would just leave.
Well, she did leave.
She did leave, yeah.
She wasn't here.
Even if she was present, she would have just left.
Yeah. No, she would have asked if there was any blood.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so sad she wasn't here. I get why she wasn't here. She'd add absolutely fucking nothing to the story.
Yeah, no,
But I fucking miss her. Because she is my favorite character.
It's a testament to, like, the film itself, though, where I didn't even realize how many characters just were not present. Until, like, Aki shows back up during the big fight sequence at the end. I was like, oh, yeah, you haven't been around.
Same. I was like, oh, yeah, you're here.
And then at the end, when Power shows back up in the post-credit scene, I was like, oh, yeah. Power's not been present this entire time.
No, you see, because she's my favorite, I missed her all the time. I was like, where is she? Where is my girl? They kicked her out at the beginning. What the fuck? And I agree with that YouTuber whose name I'm forgetting and I don't watch.
Shafrillis, I
Yeah.
think.
They did. They put a review on Letterboxd that was just like, we needed like a Lion King 1.5 movie that shows what the fuck was she doing during all this. They see my vision. I want that. Where did she go? I miss her.
It also, like, is surprising how it doesn't drag in the last, like, 40 minutes, because it is just one massively long fight sequence.
Yeah.
Or multiple fight sequences, like,
Back to back to back.
back to back.
But it doesn't feel like that.
No, it literally does not relent, but you never feel like you're like, oh, okay, yep, let's just cut to the chase. Like,
I did have the thought of like, he's been in his chainsaw mode for a while. He must be at this point he must be exhausted.
I think he's like, I think that's meant to be like he's sort of getting more adjusted and getting better at controlling it.
Well,
and Chainsaw Man's one of the ones that just does not care about conveying that.
No, but like my point was that, one, I sort of just accepted it after a while, and two, the pacing was so good that like even when I did notice it, I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. I just appreciate that, like, it's one of those things that it happens and then there aren't like 2 other characters standing by watching it that are narrating.
Yeah.
You know, oh, he's doing this, he's using that ability, and this
He's
is why
beginning to believe.
This is why he's in his chainsaw form for so long, and if he keeps going, it's gonna be a problem. And it's like,
it's not the film trying to explain like itself away. It's just like just watch the thing.
Yeah, it's one of those shonens that doesn't really fall into many of the shonen tropes. You know, there's not either. Denji doesn't have an interior monologue running all the time either, where he's talking about like,
he's too stupid to have one.
Yeah. Or there's not characters who are, you know, standing and narrating and spectating the fight and explaining.
Because no one gives that much of a shit.
No, it's like I think it's that understanding of like, people would rather just watch the things actually happen than have a running commentary.
It's almost like this is a visual medium that you should show instead of telling.
It's not the Demon Slayer thing where there's just like 7 characters all telling you the same bit of information.
Well, like it's a fucking God of War game where you can't figure out the puzzle in 5 seconds.
Worse.
So Atreus just keeps telling you step by step what you should be doing, even though I'm this close to figuring it out. I don't need your fucking help, you little shit.
No, it's just so much worse than Demon Slayer. They'll talk about what attack they're going to use next, the attack that the enemy's lining up, that why their attack didn't work, it should have worked.
So it's closer to Sonic Generations, where they just keep yelling that there's a homing shot in the final battle.
Pretty much.
The final battle only has one move. There's nothing really dynamic going on. So like, and there's like 20 characters.
Oh wow.
Because it's like all of the Sonic cast.
Oh yeah. Generations is the
The anniversary game. So like they're all there, and every 5 seconds they're yelling that there's a homing shot. He only has a homing shot. I know what it is. You don't need to tell me tales, buddy. Maybe Silver, Shadow. So it's like that.
The last sort of like battle, like 40 minutes or whatever that the whole battle takes place. It's like it's also impressive that it never, the quality is so consistent across it, and it gets to do like multiple big moments of like, here's this insane thing that happens, like Reze about to kick Denji down, and then her foot just turns into an entire missile.
Love that so much.
Then we get Denji riding Beam like a horse, which gets its own little moment. Denji, is it when he takes down the Typhoon Devil, it does the like crazy kind of colorful splash sequence?
Yeah, I think it does.
That I think's really cool, that references like, I think there's 2 separate moments that reference different manga covers from different volumes. Okay. I think that the Typhoon one's one of them, or at least it takes on the coloring that Fujimoto uses for those covers. And then there's the like fight or there's the end of the fight where they like sink to the bottom of the sea and stuff like that. Like I like that it gives all the big moments enough focus.
Yeah, their weight.
And it's not just like unintelligible or things flow in a way that like nothing kind of stands out. It's like things, the scenery changes, the sequence continues, and there's like a flow to the things that are going on, rather than just like, oh, here's a big massive fight that's going to take place for this chunk of time. It's dynamic.
It uses that time to like at least make it entertaining and interesting for that that length of time.
Yeah. And then Denji learns to use his chains.
Yeah, it's almost like he's the chainsaw man. Only took him a series and a movie.
Yep. And riding a guy like a horse, where he's like, no, using my chains any other way would be dumb.
Yeah, exactly. This is the way you do it. I like that even the characters are like, this doesn't feel like the most optimal way to do this.
Yeah, I keep being like, I think you've misunderstood something.
And then Denji's like, nope, this is it. We've got it. Let's go. Just having said that, I still like that, like, even though there even like one character and specifically that we weren't really introduced to in the show gets some spotlight here. Like, because Angel Guy.
Yeah, he shows up like once near the end of season 1.
Yeah, he's in like the big ensemble fight with like the rest of them, but like he doesn't really get any specific focus.
No, I think we're explained a little bit of like, don't touch him because this'll happen, and then he's just part of like the raid.
Yeah, the most he's really a part of in series 1 is just the OP.
Yeah.
Because he pops up for like a moment and you're like, is he supposed to be important then? And then he never really pops up. But I like that he was given some focus here.
Yeah.
One scene particularly got a bit more focus than you'd expect. He gets lingerie'd up.
Yep. Yeah.
I feel like there's something you want to analyze there, Denji. Your mind went to him immediately.
I like how Denji's like, no, he's a guy. What are you doing?
You might have to wrestle with yourself a little there.
I can't remember. In the subs, does he mention like the fact that he's like, I can't remember, maybe I'm misremembering this, or maybe it's the manga that does it, where he's like, no, he looks like a girl, but he's definitely a guy.
And I think the subs just say, no, he's just a guy.
Okay. Maybe it's the manga that does that, where he's like, no, he might look like a girl, but he's definitely a guy.
I think the implication that he's thinking of him in that way at all is supposed to be, you know, he's kind of girly enough for your mind to go this way, but you know, still, maybe analyze that.
Yeah, like Denji strikes me as maybe being a little bit bi.
He does strike me as look, I'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
I will go where the brain takes me.
But yeah, the angel guy, I think, is he just called Angel? Like, as in the angel devil?
I swear he's got a name, I just can't remember it.
It's kind of escaping me. I don't think one comes up. I don't remember one coming up like specifically enough in the manga to stick in my mind. I just keep thinking of him as like the angel devil. So, but yeah,
I'm just calling him Angel Guy.
Angel guy, yeah. He gets more focused. That's cool because like we need kind of more characters for Aki to work with. I think
Definitely, yeah.
you know we
lost the main one in the middle of season 1, so
Kimino, and like it plays more into his dynamic of like being very spiteful towards devils, and like
which you can
understandable.
understand.
Yeah,
I mean, look, there are devil characters I love in this series. If I lived in this world, I wouldn't be giving them any chances.
No.
I love Power to death. She's my favorite. If she attacked me, I would kill her. Stone dead. She understands that. It's a mutual thing.
But I like it as like we also finally get to see some character development for Aki here, where he starts off not just in season 1 but very staunchly in this movie being like, I'm not working with a
Fuck
devil.
you.
I hate devils. I can't work with them. And he says that to Angel Guy's face.
He hates Angel Guy in the same way I hate Diebuster. Not even giving it a chance.
And then like the end of the movie, it's sort of like he's starting to loosen up on that a little bit. You know, he has more of a not friendly relationship with Angel Devil, but more of like a respectable one, and he sees like
it's a working relationship now.
And he's a bit more kind of like playful with the violence fiend, who shows up like twice in this movie, but that's kind of besides the point. Also, Kobeni shows up once and scrambles away.
You know what? That's an injustice as well. That's the other reason I gave this an 8 instead of a 9 or a 10. And honestly, I was tempted to give this like a 9 or 10 just to say that now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I did really like this, and for what it was going for, it was hard to find flaws, but like no power, no Kobeni, 8. You lose 2 points just because they're not here. Whenever they're not on screen, everyone else should be asking, where are they? Your Honor, I love them. But yeah, she only pops up once, and being completely serious, it's fine.
Yeah, because like, again, what would she do? What?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I love her, but like, she kind of sucks 80% of the time. That's why I love her, but
this is one of the things where like I'm really curious to read part 2 now, because there's some characters who just do nothing in part 1.
Yeah.
And Kobeni is one of them. To the point where I'm like, does he have a plan?
What is your point?
Are you cooking Fujimoto? Did you just throw something at the wall to see if it sticks? Or do you have a plan?
Yeah, I hope you have a plan. You have something there, because she is somewhat powerful when she locks the fuck in.
But yeah, Reze Arcs, it's a great continuation of season 1, like a massive step up, and I really look forward to whatever Tatsuya Yoshihara does with whatever the next. You know, it's the assassin arc, but whatever form that takes, whether it's a season or a movie again.
Whatever comes next in like a general sort of, whether it's like an anime series or another movie or whatever it is. I hope it just doesn't take forever. Same.
I will say that like I don't dislike what the director of season 1 did. Let me just double check what his name is. Ryu Nakayama. I don't dislike what he did with season 1. I think he did really well with season 1, but I think the series may be in better hands with Tatsuya Yoshihara.
Based on just this alone, definitely.
Yeah, I do kind of feel for Nakayama though, because he stepped back because there was backlash over season 1 and how he directed it, and I'm like, I don't really get that.
What was the backlash?
I think people disliked it because of like it being different from the manga in a way. Like it's a very faithful adaptation and really like understands Fujimoto's cinematic influences and love for film and stuff like that. So I don't get it. I don't really understand it, but I do know...
I also have... Sorry, just to like interrupt with like the film references thing. I also have learned since that like the OP of season 1 is apparently chock full.
Just chock full of them, yeah.
And like, maybe I'm dumb, but I didn't really get any of them.
I know some of them, but at the same time, I sort of just generally don't care. If that makes sense. Like, that's neat. I also don't want to go finding like a dissection of them all.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, it's I don't want to.
You don't want to have to like put in the research to like
Yeah.
really look into everything, but it's cool that they're there.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing this up because like I re-listened to the OP numerous times since we watched season 1 because that theme is really fucking catchy. And like a bunch of the comments are like, I love that there's so many like references in this, and like I didn't even realize there were references. I guess that explains why they're in a theater halfway through the OP, but.
Yeah, I know there's like Reservoir Dogs in there. That's the only one that sticks in my mind as like a getting reference.
Which I haven't seen, which makes sense.
Yeah, I don't remember many of the other ones, but yeah, for whatever reason, I don't particularly know the like a lot of details because I think this comes more from the Japanese side.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like I'm not really well versed in Japanese cinema.
Yeah. Well, it's not that. I mean, the backlash came from the Japanese side, as in the Japanese fan base.
I was still stuck on that.
I think a lot of the OP references are Western movies. Like,
okay, so I'm just dumb. Which is fair.
Because I think every volume of Chainsaw Man pretty much opens with, like, Fujimoto, like, saying he likes a specific like Western movie, and by Western I mean just for anyone listening from the West,
not the genre
Western, which you know is just aping samurai movies, but that's a whole other discussion.
Shut the fuck up. Focus.
Like someone said to me, "Oh, did you know that the Magnificent?" I went, "Yes, I'm very much aware what the Magnificent Seven is."
It goes so deep. This is a completely different thing, but it goes so deep that like even Star Wars, which was somewhat aping westerns, is also like very much a samurai inspired thing at the same time.
The script was basically just an adaptation of The Hidden Fortress.
Yeah, Hidden Fortress, that was it.
I was trying to remember which one it was. I was going through all of Kurosawa's samurai movies in my head there. I was like, no, it's not Yojimbo, it's not Sanjuro, it's not Seven Samurai.
It's just a lot of New Hope in particular is very like a bit Western themed, specifically obviously on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And like the cantina scene especially is just straight out of a Western. But like there's so much of that whole franchise that is just samurai inspired. Yeah. That it's just funny that like it's inescapable.
I mean, it's sort of one of those things where like the samurai and Western genres eventually just started like a kind of Ouroboros, you know, cycle of feeding on each other. Like, yeah, the Western genre kind of develops from the samurai genre, but then they both start cross-influencing each other at some point.
Would it be weird to use the term incestuous?
Maybe just a little bit.
But like, you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's why I think the Ouroboros is maybe a better representation of it. You know, a snake eating its own tail.
No, my thing was funnier.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that this is just you know, a big step up. I also need to give it a lot of props for actually making me reevaluate my stance on the series.
You hated this series.
I hated this series. We talked about it in season 1, but like it was Reze Arc that kind of made me come back because it came out, and like when it came out in cinemas here, I wasn't gonna go see it. I wasn't gonna go pay money. I wasn't gonna pay it any mind because it was something
fucking Chainsaw Man. Fuck that.
Yeah, like I didn't like season 1. Why would I engage with it more? And then, you know, it hit digital services, which means I could have, if I wanted to, sought out a free version of it, but that was also where my like dislike from it reached to the point where I didn't want to actually expend any energy to even watch it for free if it meant I needed to source a copy. And then I got it for free on like our TV provider. Like they gave us a free movie, and I looked through it. There was nothing else there, and I was like, fuck it, Chainsaw Man. So I just sat down like one Saturday and was like, I'll watch this. It's 90 minutes. How bad could it be to waste that time if that's really how bad it is or whatever? And it fucking ruled.
Yeah, you sort of just, from what I remember, you just sort of watched it and went, oh.
Yeah, I was like, and at the time, I reread my first review, and the end part's like, does this make me want to revisit season 1? No. Does it make me look forward to more Chainsaw Man? No. Does it make me want to reevaluate my position on any of it? Not really.
And
then I reread that and went, oh, that aged like fucking milk.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, I read that too. I saw that like when I was looking for like your current review, and I was like, so you went like straight to the manga.
I gave it like a week, and then like my brain was like, nah, the Chainsaw Man brainworm's just too much. It planted that idea of like maybe check the manga to see if there's something that works better there.
Yeah.
And ultimately I do think the manga works a little better than season 1 specifically.
Then you had shifted into, okay, it works really well in the manga, maybe the show just sort of missed something, and then you rewatch the show and you're like, wait, no, this is still just kind of fine.
Yeah, and the big problem I think for season 1, as we discussed in that episode, is just watching it on a week-to-week basis and eking out Chainsaw Man as that sort of structure, I don't think works.
Yeah, I think it would. I can't imagine like not being able to watch it in like the blocks that I did would just kind of suck.
Yeah, like I would not have liked to have read Chainsaw Man chapter by chapter, week by week for over almost 2 years.
Damn.
For part 1 to end. I don't think that I would have liked it if that was how I also experienced the manga too. I think the manga, it worked because I could read part 1 in like 3 or 4 days or whatever it was that I read it across. So it's one of those things that I think works better if you can just sort of like, it's weird to say because Reze Arc works so well as a movie.
Yeah.
Which means it is divorced from season 1, but it's that sort of thing where if you're consuming it arc by arc, at least being able to just read that,
there's more of a conclusive like feeling to it.
Being able to just sit down and like experience that chunk of it is what works best, and I think that's why season 1, when you watch it like binge watching, is so much better. It's, you know, I made the Shuzo Oshimi comparison where like I could not ever read a Shuzo Oshimi manga week to week or like volume by volume as it was released in English. The next one that they've just announced, I can't remember what it's called, but they've announced that they've licensed it for English release, and I'm like, I'm gonna need to buy them as they come out, but I'm not gonna be able to read them until all of them are out because I just would not put myself through the experience of that. You need to consume Oshimi's manga like almost in one sitting. Like every single one I've read in one sitting.
Damn.
So yeah. Anyway, score.
Movie good. Movie very good. I gave this an 8.
I also gave this an 8. It stands on my score with season 1. I think this is the better product. It's much more lavishly animated. I think it's got a much more creative verve to it than season 1. That's not to say season 1's lacking, but I think ultimately I still feel that there's just like a limit of Chainsaw Man enjoyment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
So for me it caps out at an 8, I think.
That makes sense, yeah. I think for me the reason it's not any sort of higher, even though for what it's going for there aren't really that many flaws, it does unironically sort of come down to there's some of the characters I just kind of missed.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I liked seeing Makami like at the start.
Makima,
fuck me. It's always like one letter off. Sorry. I fucking hate the way my brain works. Makima. I like that we just see that she's a cinephile.
Yeah.
At the start.
Yeah, they go on a date.
That's a whole sequence. You don't really need that in the movie, but you know, it's just a nice thing to have. Where's my girl though? Where's Power? They got rid of her at the start. I missed her. Unironically. Everything else, it's good. It's really great. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I think if I had to like really nitpick, I don't know, maybe make the romance a little more believable.
Yeah.
because it's still good, but like it still happens relatively fast. And I know
Yeah.
he's 16, it makes sense for him, and she's playing him. It's just, you know, it happens a bit too fast.
I think that just sort of plays into like his gullibility that
Yeah.
like even Aki has to point out like when they're fighting, where she's like, no, I actually do feel real things for you, and he's like, oh, and Aki's like, no,
Yeah.
no, you fucking idiot.
He's practically screaming, bro, the stripper doesn't love you.
This is her job.
Just fucking stop her. Yeah.
So yeah,
Eight feels right.
8. Yep. So yeah, thank you for listening to this episode of Anime Lane. I feel like this has been a bit of a clusterfuck episode.
This has been quite the bipolar episode.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.